Hi everyone! Welcome to our video on accessibility testing. In this session, we will explore why accessibility is important, as well as review the key standards and areas for testing accessibility. Thank you for joining, and let's get started. Let's check the definition. Accessibility testing is a type of software testing that ensures applications are usable by people with disabilities, including those with visual, auditory, motor, and cognitive impairments. It involves evaluating various elements of the software to ensure that all users, regardless of their abilities, can access and interact with the application effectively. Let's answer the question, why does accessibility testing matter? Accessibility testing is essential for a multitude of reasons that significantly impact both users and organizations. The key reasons include legal compliance, better user experience, SEO benefits, and inclusivity. By ensuring applications are accessible, organizations not only meet legal requirements, but also enhance the overall experience for all users, improve search engine visibility, and promote an inclusive environment for individuals with diverse abilities. Each of these reasons plays a vital role in understanding accessibility. In this video, we will provide an overview of these key topics. However, each one can be explored in greater detail, as they are of significant importance. In particular, legal compliance. Avoid lawsuits and penalties. Governments worldwide have established accessibility laws to ensure equal access to digital content. These laws require organizations to make their digital platforms accessible to individuals with disabilities. By establishing these regulations, governments aim to eliminate barriers that prevent people from accessing essential information, services, and opportunities online. Non-compliance with accessibility laws can lead to serious repercussions, including lawsuits, substantial fines, and significant reputational damage. When organizations fail to meet established accessibility standards, they risk being targeted by legal action from individuals or advocacy groups who seek to enforce the rights to equal access. There are several key regulations and standards, including WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, which is the most widely recognized international standard for web accessibility. Developed by the World Wide Web Consortium W3C, WCAG provides a comprehensive set of guidelines designed to make web content more accessible to individuals with disabilities. One of the key accessibility regulations in the USA is ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, a legal requirement in the United States that mandates accessibility for individuals with disabilities. This landmark legislation prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities in various areas, including employment, public accommodations, and transportation. Another important regulation is Section 508, the U.S. Federal Standard for IT Accessibility, which requires federal agencies to make their electronic and information technology accessible to people with disabilities. This includes websites, software applications, and electronic documents. In Europe, N301/549 sets the standard for digital accessibility, ensuring websites, mobile applications, and other digital services are accessible to all users. It applies across EU member states and aligns with the European Accessibility Act, EAA, which promotes equal access for individuals with disabilities. Web Content Accessibility Guidelines are a core component of EU accessibility regulations. They are embedded in laws such as the Web Accessibility Directive and the EAA, reinforcing digital inclusion across the region. The EAA, adopted in 2019, extends accessibility requirements to remain private sector products and services, aiming to harmonize accessibility standards across the EU. The Act covers a range of areas, including e-commerce platforms, banking services, telecommunications, e-books, transport services. If you're working with European clients, you have probably noticed that there have been many requests for accessibility testing this year. This is because businesses offering relevant products and services within the EU are required to comply with the standards of the European Accessibility Act by June 28, 2025. Compliance is typically demonstrated by adhering to N301/549, which incorporates WCAG guidelines. Organizations operating with the EU or those providing products and services to EU consumers should access their digital content and platforms for accessibility compliance. Given the significant importance of these standards, it's essential to understand where we can locate them. Let's take a closer look at the resources and platforms that provide access to these crucial accessibility standards. All the mentioned standards are freely accessible and can be found using any search engine, such as Google. Let's examine the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines as an example. Simply open Google and enter WCAG as your search keyword. Once you enter WCAG into the search bar, you will see a variety of results, including official documents, guidelines, and resources. Look for the links that lead to the W3C website, as is the authoritative source for WCAG. Welcome to the official home of the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. Developed by the World Wide Web Consortium, this website is your go-to resource for accessibility standards, success criteria, and techniques to make digital content inclusive for all users. Take a look around and you'll see that the latest version available is WCAG 2.2. Did you know that WCAG has evolved over time? It all started with WCAG 2.0 in 2008, which introduced the core principles and success criteria that laid the foundation for web accessibility. Then came WCAG 2.1 in 2018, expanding the guidelines to better support mobile users, individuals with low vision, and those with cognitive disabilities. This update made accessibility even more adaptable to the changing digital landscape. And now we have WCAG 2.2 from 2023, the latest and most inclusive version yet. This update further enhances support for users with cognitive and learning disabilities, ensuring that digital experiences are more accessible than ever. If you take a closer look at the WCAG standard, you'll notice that it follows a well-structured format designed to ensure accessibility across digital content. It's built on 4 key principles: perceivable, operatable, understandable, and robust. These principles form the foundation of accessibility and are further divided into guidelines that outline specific requirements. Let's explore what each one means. Perceivable. Information and UI components must be presented in ways that users can recognize, whether through sight, sound, or touch. This includes text alternatives for images, captions for videos, and adaptable content. The next principle is operable. Users must be able to navigate and interact with the content. This means supporting keyboard navigation, giving users enough time to read or complete tasks, and avoiding content that triggers seizures. Next up is understandable. The content and navigation must be clear and predictable. This involves using simple language, providing helpful error messages, and ensuring that interactions behave consistently throughout the website. And finally, we have robust. Content should be compatible with various assistive technologies and future-proofed for evolving web standards. This ensures that users can access information using screen readers, voice controls, and other tools effectively. These principles form the foundation of accessibility and are further divided into guidelines that outline specific requirements. As you explore each guideline, you'll notice a level indicator displayed alongside it, indicating its compliance requirements. This level serves as a crucial reference for understanding the accessibility standards associated with each guideline. Let's take a closer look at what these levels mean. These are 3 levels of compliance: Level A, minimum. Level AA, recommended. Level AAA, advanced. Level A, minimum. This level includes the essential requirements that must be met to ensure basic accessibility. It addresses critical issues that, if not resolved, could hinder access for some users. Level AA, recommended. This level expands on Level A by addressing a broader range of accessibility concerns and is considered the industry standard. Meeting Level AA is highly recommended for most websites to ensure a more inclusive experience. Level AAA Advanced. This level represents the highest standard of accessibility, providing the most comprehensive support for users. While it aims for maximum inclusivity, achieving level AAA may not be feasible for all types of content. As you can see, these standards are quite complex and require a lot of proficiency and attention to detail. They consist of numerous links that guide you to specific rules and practical examples. For instance, if you click on the non-text content link in the first paragraph, you'll be redirected to guidelines that detail how to provide text alternatives for images, audio, and video content. These guidelines are quite comprehensive, presenting all necessary information about the rules along with practical examples. To make the most of these resources, it's essential to take the time and to explore each guideline thoroughly. While you can read about accessibility and explore these resources on your own, the best solution for understanding and testing accessibility for your product is to engage with these standards directly. That's why it's highly recommended to involve external companies that specialize in such testing. By doing so, they can develop a comprehensive understanding of the implications for effective accessibility practices. As you understand, effective accessibility testing requires specialized tools. That's why we've prepared a dedicated lecture on how to test each aspect of accessibility in our Udemy course, Gen AI and other software testing tools every QA should know. In these lectures, we will focus on using the corresponding accessibility tools and demonstrate how to implement this type of testing in practice, ensuring you gain hands-on experience. This course also includes many more useful tools for effective work as a QA engineer. For more information, please check the description below the video. However, it's essential to understand what to test during accessibility testing and how to conduct the tests on your own. That's why we have prepared this video to help you find a starting point for accessibility testing and answer the question, what is tested in accessibility testing? And in the upcoming videos, we will demonstrate how to test key areas in practice. Although accessibility testing is a complex topic, it can be divided into several key aspects, allowing us to examine each one individually. The first key aspect is keyboard navigation and focus order. Many users navigate using a keyboard, so we test whether all interactive elements like links and buttons are accessible via keyboard shortcuts. We also ensure that the focus order is logical and easy to follow. Next, we have screen reader compatibility. This aspect ensures our content is accessible to users relying on screen readers, which read text and describe elements aloud. We focus on using semantic HTML, ARIA roles, and alternative text for images to enhance the experience for visually impaired users. The following aspect is color contrast and visual impairments. This area assesses the visibility of text and visuals for users with color blindness. We check color contrast ratios to ensure readability and compliance with WCAG guidelines, making content clear for all users. Next on our list is alternative text and non-text elements. Providing alternative text for images is crucial for users who can't see them. This ensures all visual content has descriptive text, helping screen readers users understand the context of images and icons. The next aspect is form accessibility and error handling. Forms should be user-friendly for everyone. We check that form fields are properly labeled, error messages are clear, and instructions are accessible, allowing users to complete forms without barriers. Lastly, we cover speech recognition and assistive technologies. This aspect tests how our application works with speech recognition software and other assistive tools. We ensure users can interact effectively with the content using voice commands. As we already discussed, each accessibility area is tested using specific tools designed to evaluate and enhance compliance. For example, keyboard navigation and focus order can be tested using tools like Accessibility Insights and XDevTools. These tools help identify any issues with keyboard accessibility and ensure that the focus order is logical and user-friendly. As you understand, effective accessibility testing requires specialized tools. That's why we've prepared a dedicated lecture on how to test each aspect of accessibility in our Udemy course, Gen AI and other software testing tools every QA should know. In these lectures, we will focus on using the corresponding accessibility tools and demonstrate how to implement this type of testing in practice, ensuring you gain hands-on experience. This course also includes many more useful tools for effective work as a QA engineer. For more information, please check the description below the video. The course is structured around 8 focused lectures, each dedicated to a key aspect of accessibility testing. You can see the full list of topics on the screen, including what is accessibility testing, keyboard navigation and focus order, screen reader compatibility, NVDA Windows, VoiceOver macOS, VoiceOver on iOS, TalkBack on Android, and color contrast and visual impairments. Throughout the course, you'll explore key questions like, why does accessibility testing matter? You'll understand how it impacts real users, supports inclusivity, and helps meet legal and business requirements. You'll also learn what the official accessibility standards are, such as WCAG, where to find them, and the key principles, perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust, to guide your testing. And finally, we'll cover what exactly is tested in accessibility, from keyboard navigation and screen reader compatibility to visual contrast and mobile accessibility, giving you a practical foundation for testing across devices and platforms. Each lecture is structured to give you a solid understanding of why the topics matter, how to test it effectively, which tools to use and how, and what common issues are associated with each area. Our goal is to bridge the gap between theory and practice so you can start applying what you've learned right away. Almost every lecture in this course is practical, ensuring that you not only learn the theory, but also see how accessibility is applied in real-world scenarios across different platforms. You'll get hands-on experience in performing accessibility testing on Windows with practical examples that show you how to navigate common issues and use the right tools. You'll also learn how to deal with accessibility on macOS, covering platform-specific features and tools for effective testing on Apple devices, including how to use VoiceOver as well as basic macOS navigation techniques to ensure comprehensive accessibility testing. Additionally, we'll guide you through accessibility testing on iOS and Android devices, helping you understand how to apply accessibility practices on mobile platforms, including testing with screen readers and touch gestures. For every major topic, we've selected specific tools and platforms to explore in detail. This approach ensures that you gain hands-on experience with the most widely used tools in accessibility testing, allowing you to apply your knowledge directly in real-world scenarios. We will also show you the expected behavior for each particular accessibility feature, so you can clearly understand how proper accessibility looks like in practice. To guide our testing and recommendations, we'll rely on WCAG standards as the source of truth, ensuring alignment with internationally recognized guidelines for web accessibility. What also makes this course unique is that we include video demonstrations of common accessibility bugs. You'll see real web pages with accessibility problems and then compare them with improved versions that follow best practices. This comparison helps you visually understand the impact of poor design choices. The tools and techniques covered span desktop, Windows and macOS, mobile iOS and Android, and web platforms, including browsers like Chrome and Safari. Whether you're testing with a screen reader, keyboard navigation, or color contrast analyzer, we show you exactly how it's done. Are you ready to explore a new and meaningful area of testing? Then this course is for you. Gain practical skills, boost your testing expertise, and become a champion of digital inclusivity. Enroll now and let's dive in. Thank you for watching this introduction, and welcome to the journey of accessibility testing.